Hey Psychonauts, welcome to my channel where I talk about drugs and my experience with them in the past. Now today I'm going to talk about some good drugs to do in Amsterdam and also some tips for when you guys go to Amsterdam. Now I'm going to do this little disclaimer at the beginning of every video warning you guys to be careful when taking drugs. Get your drugs from a trusted friend and test them if you can. Also be very careful when mixing different drugs together because a lot of drug combination can cause seizures, respiratory depression, cardiac arrest and even death. Also, if I said something wrong in the video, please correct me in the comments. Well, today I'm going to place my drugs in two different categories. The drugs that are very nice to do in Amsterdam or for that matter any big city in the Netherlands, and some drugs to be careful about if you're doing them in public. So I can only talk about my experience. I live near Amsterdam, so I've been to Amsterdam a lot of times and have done a lot of drugs there. But I haven't done all the popular drugs like cocaine or anything like that, so I can't really talk about that. Yeah, and also a big tip is be 18 when you're coming to the Netherlands and trying drugs. The drugs you can buy from the smart shop or from the coffee shop where you can buy weed is from 18 years old, so when you come to the Netherlands and you're less than 18 years old, it's really hard to find good dealers on the streets because most dealers in Amsterdam are trash that you find on the streets. So if you're coming here, be 18 so you can buy legal drugs from the coffee shops or from the smart shops. So the first category is some nice drugs to do in Amsterdam, and of course the first one is weed. Weed is legal to buy and smoke in the Netherlands. It's actually illegal to grow to a certain scale, and it's also illegal for the coffee shops to buy the weed. But for the consumer, if you're 18 and you have an ID card, you can get your weed in Amsterdam. Tip is don't buy pre-rolls in the shops. They're mostly tobacco and they're really trash, so buy your buds. Most shops have a grinder. And also you can get some rolling papers there. And if you can't roll, just ask someone or just search a tutorial on YouTube, I would say. And also go a little bit outside of the center of the city if you want your weed to be a bit cheaper. I mean, the quality varies from shop to shop, but the further out you go from the center, the cheaper the weed is for most part. Then the next drug that is a good drug to do in Amsterdam is Molly or ecstasy. And Molly is a very good drug to do in public if you're not causing any public disturbance or something. A lot of people do ecstasy or Molly in Amsterdam, so people won't really look up or look at you for having big pupils or anything like that. Maybe wear sunglasses if you're uncomfortable with people seeing your pupils. But yeah, Molly can be great in Amsterdam. In the nighttime, Amsterdam's lights are beautiful. The city is perfectly lit up for amazing visuals. So, and you can combine it with the weed also. So if you smoke in the city, people also won't be looking at you because it's legal. So the next drug that's really nice to do in Amsterdam is lean, because you can also, if people look at you because you're slumped out, you can pass as slightly drunk or stoned. So lean is also very chill to do. You can just sit somewhere or walk somewhere. Yeah. So the next category of drugs I want to talk about are drugs that you can do in Amsterdam or in any big city, but you have to be a little bit more careful about them. For example, benzos. Benzos can be very fun if you do them in Amsterdam. You can look a little drunk, so you can pass for being a little drunk. But the problem with benzos is that a lot of people do very stupid things on them. So be careful if you try to do benzos in public. Just take a low amount just to get a little slumped, but don't take too much, because if you do really stupid things, you might end up in the back of a police car. So that brings me to the next drug, which has the same problem, and that's alcohol. Of course, you can buy alcohol legally in the Netherlands if you're 18, but with alcohol, you also have to watch out, because if you drink a fuck ton of alcohol, you also probably end up in the water or in the back of a police car or doing something really stupid. So try to watch out for that. And the next drugs are the hallucinogens. That's LSD, And shrooms you can buy legally in the Netherlands in the form of truffles, which also contain psilocybin, the active ingredient in shrooms. And the shrooms are actually illegal in the Netherlands because a few French tourists have committed suicide in the past on these shrooms because they took way too much and they didn't lock their door to the balcony of their hotel. If I can get you some advice on taking shrooms in Amsterdam, if you're doing it for the first time, don't do it in Amsterdam or in the public. Do it in a safe setting, somewhere nice, somewhere in your home, or maybe in your Airbnb, but don't take too much. Get advice from the people that sell the truffles. They can give you really good advice on how much to take if you're doing it. And also if you are an advanced psychonaut, please don't underestimate how high you can get from these shrooms or from these truffles, because the dosage is a little different. You take a little bit more, so about 7 to 15 grams, but 15 grams is the same dosage as like 3 grams of shrooms, so be careful. And also the last drug that you have to be careful about is ketamine. Ketamine in low doses is really fun to do in Amsterdam, but the problem is if you do too much, you can get paralyzed or you can't walk, and that can be a big problem if you're in public. And yeah, people will be looking at you for what the fuck you're doing. So if you're doing drugs in Amsterdam, please don't cause public disturbance. Just chill, vibe with the city, and don't disturb anyone. Also, open containers of alcohol in Amsterdam give you a fine of like 90 euros. So don't carry open containers of alcohol in the public. Just drink your beer or your wine or whatever you drink in the restaurant or a cafe. And also don't drink in coffee shops. That's also not allowed. So yeah, guys, I hope you learned something. I see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, research what you intend to intake, and also see ya.